Hey everybody, Russ W. Oker, Go Hills TV, powered by JBS, bringing more to the table. The Warriors bring another win to the table today, winning by a score of 1-0 over Wabash Valley out of Mount Carmel, Illinois. Coach, this game was originally supposed to be played on Sunday in the afternoon. Then it got moved to Sunday morning, tried to beat the heat. Then it got moved somewhat because of heat, I think, to today, right, and some issues that had came up with their team. And so you get the game on a Tuesday afternoon. We talked about before we came on here in the post-match interview, the energy was a little bit weird today. Is it a little bit different? How do you think it would have altered things had you played on Sunday? Could have been interesting on Sunday because you would have been in the middle of a kind of a holiday break for most. So you think the change of times affected anything, or just, they're young kids and you never know the day how it's going to go?
I think I would defer to that last part.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just never know. And yeah, like I said, like we were talking, it's just I don't know. It's just something. Even at half, I didn't coach too much, and we coached some tactical stuff, right? We actually coached that run that Micah made to set Sage up for her goal. We coached a little bit of that just in terms of like a set play type of thing in the run of play, but no, a lot of what I coached at half was just like, hey, like I was telling them, I said the energy's a little weird. I said you guys are a little, it's a little low. It's a little kind of like, black hole-ish. And I was asking for, Energizer bunnies and things like that, just to try to get something out of them, So just anything to kind of change the tide, a little bit of the energy. And to be fair, I mean, we came out pretty hard, and then we stopped and we took our foot off the gas a little bit. And, again, it just felt a little bit weird. But in those moments, right, you always look at, can the team still get the job done? And we did. So, we won. We had a majority of the play. I think we had a majority of the chances on goal, comparatively speaking. So I think when you look at that as a whole, you have, a team that responds well even when things may not be feeling right or going right.
So you get Sarah Kagoli in the pipes today, throws up another shutout. We were talking again, to make sure this was just a matter of you've got two really, really good goalies, and you got to find time for both of them. So no issues with Melendez. It's just, again, you got a nice problem to have, in that you got two goalies that would probably start for most teams in the country.
Yeah, and I think that the best thing was, when we don't put the starting lineup out too early because we don't want them to dwell too much about who's starting and who's not starting and things like that. So we kind of try to spring it on them and then get them into a warm up. I think the best thing that we saw in the locker room was that when Sarah's name was put there, Maria's first reaction was to encourage her and pat her on the back and say, "Let's go, Sarah. It's yours." So you've just got two girls in there, women, I guess, young women, young ladies that are there for each other, that build each other up, that push each other, and that want to see each other do well.
All right, so defensively then, you get the shutout, and I know obviously you commend your goalie, but you commend the defense in the way they played. Talk about some of the girls. Defensively, you've had pretty good success this year as a whole, and we talk about the goalie a lot, but who's really playing well for you defensively?
Well, you break it down I mean, I always look to my center back. Shay kind of is in command back there. When she makes mistakes, she makes up for them. She tackles hard. Shay's got to be all of 5 foot tall, and I probably wouldn't go into a tackle with her. She's a little pit bull out there, and she'll kind of, you can yell at her, you can scream at her, you can coach her, you can kind of say what you need to say to her, and she's just going to do it. There's not a lot of response other than a thumbs up, like, yeah, I got it. So she goes out and she handles business, and that's a big part of what we do, or how we're able to defend well with her. And then when we have Layla back there, Layla is, she wins balls in the air. She can play a big ball. She reads the game well. And then we have Kenya, who's adds a different dimension to the game with her pace and her ability to continue running and up as an outside back. That's exhausting for another team to have to deal with in the flow of play. And then Melena's picked up, she's not on outside back, but she's picked up very well out there. She's playing well. She connects passes well. She can settle the game down. She reads the game. She can see things differently because she may naturally be a center midfielder type of player. So she sees things a little bit differently from that angle. So, if you look at that four as a whole, when we come out like that and they add a little bit of confidence in behind the ball, and you just hope that they're ready from minute one, and from there, that group can put a lot of confidence into the team in front of them.
Sage Prince had your goal. She played fantastic last time. Boy, she's certainly showing signs of just being a really talented young lady. From what I mean, athleticism is there, and we've certainly been impressed from up atop Daffodil Hill anyway. Yeah,
Sage has been playing well lately. I mean, you said it as best you can. Athletically, she's in it. She recovers well. She's able to, for her size, again, she's again all of maybe 5 foot, 5'1", 5'2". For her size, she's able to take, the physical side of the game and get pushed and pounded, and she just kind of takes it and keeps going. And she doesn't like to be fouled, and in fact, she'll try to stay up and play through it and things like that. So she goes, and her confidence, you can see it's just growing game by game. Another great goal. I mean, the goalkeeper on her first chance in that two chance little rotation where the goalkeeper came out well, and she robbed her on the doorstep. But again, that mentality of to continue to follow up the play, and again, she picked up the ball and she tapped it in her own rebound.
All right, Coach, you get the win 1-0. Sage Prince is our Scooters Coffee player of the game. It's an Autumnal Job Corps Warrior win here on Go Hills TV, powered by JBS. A lot of action this weekend. You're going to have Iowa Lynx. That's a men's, women's doubleheader. The women will go first on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then you'll have Western Wyoming turn around and play again the next morning at 10 a.m. And I know Western Wyoming is a talented group there, and Iowa Lynx will be that'll be a challenge as well. So you're really going to be tested this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that's ideal for our group, but yeah, Iowa Lakes, it's that ICCAC rivalry. Mm-hmm. Every team wants to get up and play Iowa teams, and if they're in Iowa, so that's one that's going to push us, and we've got to come out ready for a battle on Saturday. And then Sunday, Western Wyoming's they've been beating some good teams. I mean, they beat Snow, they beat Western Arizona, they've tied Eastern Arizona, they've beaten Cochise, and so they've gone through that Region 1 side down there and come out on a good note. They're 6-1-2, I believe, or something like that. So they're going to come in. I think they've got Northeastern on the Friday, and then they drive here and they play on the Sunday. So it's a long trip for them, but yeah, we're expecting a battle that day, and we've been watching them, and we're watching very, very closely what they do and how they play. And just trying to come up with a good game plan for the week for them and Iowa Lakes. So our focus is Iowa Lakes, and then we got quick turnaround for Western Wyoming. So yeah, that's our weekend, and I think the gas comes off the pedal a little bit after that.
Yeah, I think you get a little bit of chance there to get a little more rest on the legs. With those back-to-back days, I know are very, very tough on soccer teams, especially when you're going to have a great opponent both days. And really, Western Wyoming's they're gonna come in here, on that long trip, ready to go on the road and prove something. So that's going to be it's going to be a great weekend of soccer. We look forward to it here on Go Hills TV. Coach, congratulations on the win, 3-1-2 now on the season, and we'll see the Warrior women again at 1 o'clock on Saturday for the entire crew. I'm Russ W. Oker, Go Hills TV, powered by JBS, saying so long, everybody.